let's go ahead and start off here with, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, potentially one of the best Giants on the roster is the scary part because he's that good at what he does. And that's Mr. Graham Gano. What do you know over here? Because
what do you know?
he's been in the league for quite a while now. He's been like, a borderline Pro Bowl kicker for many, many years now. Never quite gets in that Pro Bowl, but it's always in that conversation as one of the best kickers. 37 years old, 6'2", 202 pounds. I don't even know why we're giving height and weight for a kicker, to be honest with you. Like, he can really tackle somebody.
Listen, 20 pounds is in his right foot. It really lets some boot to that leg of his.
6'2". He must have some long legs to kick the ball with.
He's got the leverage of the swing of the pendulum.
He's got legs. Originally an undrafted free agent from Florida State, signed by Baltimore there to start off his career. Was 11 of 17 last year and field goal kicking, 8 of 8 extra points. 28 kickoffs with an 82.1 touchback percentage here. Now, I know the 11 of 17 sounds really bad, and it does. It does sound really, really bad. Because it was really, really bad. But
it was also very, very, very bad for him. Not just
he also had the left knee injury last year. But let's be honest, we know he was playing when he shouldn't have been playing. That last game especially, what the hell the Giants medical team was thinking they're going to trot this guy out there to go kick the ball when, quite frankly, the season was over. I understand it a little more. We'd be like, hey, can you do a little bit more? We'll just try, bro. We'll go for a championship here. I don't necessarily agree with that because you have long-term ramifications from that potentially, but I get it a little more. The season was over, guys. We weren't winning a damn thing. Except the Tommy DeVito fandom that everybody had. That was winning everybody over. But otherwise, there was nothing we were playing for. If anything, we wanted to lose to get a better draft position, that's where we're at. I don't know. But I gave him credit for trying to go through it because he did. He played until he couldn't play. Literally physically could not play. So
it was brutal.
You don't hear many people go, that kicker, he's got some heart in this game. You don't hear that very often. But yeah, he does. He does. And, we'll have to see this year coming up if he changes his number. Because if you notice, we showed the picture, he was number 9.
9?
Neighbors has also picked number 9 for his number right now in practice. There's 2 9s.
Double
like the song 99 Red Balloons. So he might change his number. Malik Neighbors might pick a different number. So, we'll see on that there. But the good news is he's already kicking in the OTAs. I don't know if he's 100%. Listen, we talked about it before. OTA reports are mostly fluff articles. We don't necessarily trust a lot of the stuff that comes out. But the fact that he's kicking, that's not too shabby. I'll take that.
Correct.
That's a good start. So, the key questions we got here with him is, first, will he return to his usual form? Because if he has a season like he had last year, that's not good, guys.
He's probably not going to be a Giant again.
No. He might not make it through the season if he kicked like he did last year, to be very frank with you. And I hate to say that way. I don't think that's what's going to happen. Don't get me wrong. But whenever there's an injury and you're talking about a 37-year-old player and it's a knee injury, when the knee is a very important part of kicking the ball, regardless of support knee or kicking knee at that point, they both have an important function. You gotta wonder, is he gonna return to form? Because I'll tell you, when I hurt myself, and I was at 37 years old, that was 5 years ago.
So old.
Go back to form. Hell, I hurt my back in my early 30s. I was never the same again. So I mean, that's just what happens at that age. I know, not to make the 20-year-olds cringe that are listening, but guess what? 30s when you start to die. This is
32 when it goes downhill.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. So
30, I was still competing in sports. 32 was the back surgery.
Oh, yes. So it's a matter of, like I said, will he return to form? And even if he does, the other question is, at his age, how much longer can we count on him? He's 37, guys. I know he's
also, I was about to say, he's also in the position where he's not usually getting hit. And the NFL has really made it clear that they're trying to protect the kicker, hence roughing the kicker.
And you also, though, have some kickers that kick into their early 40s at that point.
Yeah.
Like 41, 42, and it's when around there they'll
Who
stop.
knows? He could be the Tom Brady of kickers and go
57.
Yes.
57 is the proper time to retire.
He's going to start lighting up a cop pipe.
Hey, bring me in chip shots. I can get all the chip shots in. I'm like the putter of the kicking world. But that's where it's at, is that those are really two concerns I have, is does he come back 100% and how much longer? Because as much as I'm also saying, yeah, some kickers play in the early 40s at that point, not all of them do. And when Father Time kicks, it just happens. I didn't mean to do it. I caught my pause.
I see what you did there.
I didn't mean to do that. But when it kicks you, it just kicks you in the teeth, and like you have no choice but to deal with it. And you don't know when it's going to happen. I mean, granted, different position, but this is always the example I use when I say when it's time, it's time. Like Peyton Manning is a classic example of that. Like the guy went from all pro overnight to just. He got dragged to that second Super Bowl. He got dragged to that second Super Bowl. I'm sorry, it wasn't even average. Brock Osweiler took the job from him at some point. Yeah. But that's what happens when time hits. Time hits when time hits. So hopefully time doesn't hit this guy for a while, because like I said, he's been inconsistent. There's a couple of years ago, you could have made the case that Graham Gano was the best New York Giant.
Yeah, definitely.
And you would not necessarily be wrong. That's a really scary thought, by the way, guys. But literally, there was that talk of, is he the best player on the Giants roster? And it was a legit question. There was a legit conversation about it. So, like I said, hopefully he's good to go. Hopefully he's back to his old self again, where he's just a guy you can count on, a guy who's pretty much automatic. Like I said, if you got a guy who's going to fight to stay playing to the point where he has to basically be dragged off the field, he's a guy who's also going to work his tail off to get back to playing again.
Correct.
So I have the utmost confidence that he will be back to normal. My only concern is, does Father Time hurt his rehabilitation?
Yes. And when you say normal, is it going to be his normal of pre-injury or his new normal?
Well, no, I don't want new normal. New normal is not normal yet. It will be the new normal once it becomes the normal, but it's not normal yet.
But that's what I'm saying. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that this was clear and specified.
That's not normal.
Will be his new normal, which will be his normal.
And it's not normal yet, but it'll be normal then once it's normal.
Well, will be his normal, not then, because then it's his past.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.